All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tauke Talks. Just slightly before we start, I'd just like to go through some of the agenda for today. So firstly, I will be talking a little bit about the guidelines that we all have to follow during this live session. And then I'll be introducing our Tauke for the day. And then we will jump into a sharing session, which is where our Tauke will be telling us about his entrepreneurship journey, and then we will go into a Q&A session, which is where we will address your questions that you submitted during registration, and also any questions that you asked along the way in the chat. And then lastly, we will close by having like a special surprise from Neybrfood to you, and also just to kind of announce some of the ongoing programs that we have at the moment. So firstly, for the guidelines, so please be reminded that throughout the Talkie Talk session, please stay muted and also keep your video off. This is because this live session will actually be recorded. And if you have any questions, feel free to engage in the chat and talk to one another and ask Aaron any questions. And our team will be compiling your questions for Aaron, and we will save them for the Q&A session. And then lastly, please also use respectful language in the chat, for everything will be recorded. So my name is Kerjane, and I'll be the host for today's Tauke Talks. Welcome to Tauke Talks, a series of sharing sessions where small but mighty business owners share about their motivation to start their businesses and the story behind their journey. And this sharing session is brought to you by RYSE, a Malaysian research and social outreach project that empowers Malaysian youth through entrepreneurship. And RYSE is proudly supported by Citi Foundation. And we believe that entrepreneurship is not just for the big tech startups that uses very advanced technology, but also for the small and mighty businesses. And RYSE aims to showcase the stories of these businesses that are still persevering during this time of the pandemic. So I'm really happy to welcome our guest for today, Aaron from Neybrfood. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, thank you, Kerjin, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with everyone. Really proud to be here. So yeah, thank you, and good morning, everyone.
Yes, it's our pleasure. So Aaron, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your business, Neybrfood?
Okay, so as the business name suggests, Neighbor and Food, we are a platform that connects home chefs and foodpreneurs to potential customers. So through our platform, as you can see on the slides there, consumers can browse for food which is available in their vicinity, prepared by home chefs. So what are the services that we provide to home chefs are, firstly, we provide a marketplace where they can list their products and make it available online. Okay. Secondly, we have the order management system where when customers place orders, our partners, the home chefs, will be able to receive these orders. And thirdly, the payment gateway where we allow credit card, debit cards, online banking, e-wallets is something really essential to home chefs because a lot of them do not have these kind of facilities for a small-time business. Aside from that, we also provide the fourth service, which is branding. For some of the non-tech savvy partners, we also help them create logos. We advise them on how to package their products. So yeah, and aside from that, the fifth point, we do marketing for them as well, especially the older generation. They're not very good in social media, technology stuff. So this is where we come in. We help them to have a presence online and on social media. And the sixth service we do provide is photography for free, professional ones, whereby we take nice quality photographs for them and post it online for them. And lastly, we have a review and feedback system where customers themselves can review the food and give their feedback so that our home chef partners, they can evaluate what the response is on their product and improve on that. So we have a very strong emphasis on the phrase quality of life. We want to allow the home chefs, we want to let them worry less on these areas which I just mentioned, and to have flexibility in terms of timing, but also prioritizing their quality of cooking. So in a nutshell, we want to provide an avenue for local sellers to be able to earn an income as well as to build their reputation for their food.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. I think Neighborhood is a really interesting business. Especially, it seems like it's much needed during MCO as well to keep these home chefs afloat, right? Helping them to
Yes.
have an online presence and making sure that people can still reach them and taste their food. Right. So if you guys are interested to check out Neighborhoods, here are their social media, and you can go to their website as well, and order food from the website. So now that we've known a little bit about Neighborhood, and let's talk a little bit about you, Aaron, and what inspired you to start this business.
Okay, so how everything started is well, with the pandemic. So I think everyone kind of have the same experience whereby the first lockdown, everyone was stuck at home. So just like everyone else, when you're stuck at home, you still need to eat. So a lot of people order online from Grab, Foodpanda, and all. After a while, it got a bit boring. So I saw, a lot of people, they're selling their home prepared food online. So I decided to give it a try. And actually, some of them turned out really, really good. I was like amazed with the quality of the food that I received. But from my personal experience, the process was a bit frustrating and troublesome because how it normally goes is I drop them a message, they might reply in 2-3 hours, and then questions and answers back and forth, and then arranging a delivery date, making payment online, sending them the payment slip, and then sometimes occasionally they come back 2 hours later saying, oh, we oversold our product, we don't have it, these kind of issues. So from those experiences, I had a realization that there is actually a really big gap in this market that needs to be filled between the very capable home chefs and the average consumer. It can be much smoother. So what happened is after those experiences, I had a chat with my friend Donovan, who is also the co-founder and CEO of Neybrfood. So he shared the story of his own wife, who is a home chef. She was a makeup artist prior to this. And thanks to the MCO, her industry was wiped out because, just like events, hospitality, airlines, it was just gone because of MCO. So during that period, what she did was she started baking cookies, and in fact now it has turned into a full-fledged baking business. So being a mother of 2 kids, she had to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to not only care for her family, but to run her baking business, to ensure the customers receive their products on time. So this is not an easy feat for her. So Donovan himself, he supports his wife's operations. So he knows the problems firsthand, and the challenges that she faced includes marketing, the operational aspects of the businesses, running the website, collecting payments, taking orders, making sure you're fulfilling the orders. So he reckoned that other home chefs will most likely face the same problems as well. So we had a few chats, and they say that every problem is an opportunity in disguise, which we both agree. And we are from those discussions, we realized that there is a gap that needs to be fulfilled to make these people's life easier. And so based on these discussions, we gathered everything, and this became the basis of the services which Neybrfood now provides. And we during the process, we also had brainstorming sessions, and we roped in another co-founder, which is Alan. So yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Nice. So it's interesting that it started from both your experience and also Donovan and his wife's experience
Yeah.
with like these problems with the processes and stuff. So I can imagine, the decision to start a business is not a small decision. So what really like pushed you guys, the three of you, to be like, okay, like let's do this, let's start and let's try to solve this problem?
I think it's more of a out of need kind of thing, especially for Donovan himself. He's a major supporter of his wife's business. For me, it's more of I'm coming more from the consumer angle because I don't really cook well, so but I like to eat. So yeah, there's both ends of this equation which we need to address, and so yeah, we see that as a potential.
Right. Right. So imagine starting a business, especially during the pandemic, right?
Yep.
Probably has a lot of challenges. So what were some of the setbacks that you had, some obstacles, and how do you guys overcome it?
Okay. I think as for the business we started, the single biggest challenge for the three of us is we have no prior knowledge and experience in the F&B industry. So I'm from the IT industry. My partners, Donovan and Alan, they are from the watch industry. So we have very limited knowledge on food preparation. But we do make up for it because all three of us, we love eating. So that kind of makes up for it. As to how we overcome these issues, okay, so we did a lot of research online, read a lot of articles, we joined a lot of groups and discussions in social media, Facebook, and also speaking to friends and family, getting their opinions. This group of people, their advice is really valuable because they really give honest and unfiltered ones. So especially family members are. And the most important among all, I think, is asking the home chefs themselves about their experiences and the problems they face, because it is their challenges which we aim to fix. So end of the day, we don't need to be master chefs ourselves. So we just need to understand the problems they face, and using this platform, try to address and solve the challenges they face together with them. So having 15 years of experience in IT industry has been very helpful for me to fulfill my role as the CTO, and also to ensure the platform runs smoothly because it's a web thing. It also helps that I've had some project management experience, so rolling out changes, trying out new versions has been much easier. And Donovan's extensive experience in the advertising and creative industry has been really monumental for the type of services we provide. So we kind of complement each other because I'm not very good at creatives. I'm a logic thinker. So I think having a team that has a balance of both logical and creative thinking has enabled us to tackle many problems where we would struggle to solve individually. I think balance is quite important.
Oh, nice. So I think my next question that I'm curious about is so obviously having this kind of platform like Neighborhood is quite a new thing, it's quite a new concept.
Mhm.
Do you face any challenges when I guess engaging with the home cooks that maybe are perhaps new to this idea? And also from the consumer's perspective, like how was it received when you first launched the website?
Uh, Sorry, could you repeat the second part?
Yeah, so from the consumer's perspective, like for people who have
Uh-huh.
not seen like a platform like Neighborhood, how did they receive it? Like how was the response from the consumers?
Yeah, I think education is the hardest part. You know, getting people accustomed to something new. It's still an ongoing process. We just need to keep getting ourselves out there and educate people on how to use this. Is quite a new concept, especially because we currently deal with pre-orders only.
Mm,
So it takes time and effort. We just need to keep working at it.
right. Um, so let's talk a little bit about the pandemic now and how it has
Yep.
affected your business, right? So what were some of the specific challenges that you guys have faced while running this business during the pandemic, and how did you adapt
Mm,
to it?
for me, the biggest challenge is uh, unable to meet up with my colleagues and also potential partners for discussions. Although I myself am from the IT background, I still believe that face-to-face interaction and meetings, they get better results and also requires all parties to be fully present and engaged. But you know, as with every other business, it is what it is. We have to adapt to the new norm. And so we ended up using more WhatsApp chat, video calls, you know, like how we are doing this interview. So it's good and bad. There are its perks also because like when we do things online, everything is recorded. So we don't need to take so much meeting notes when we talk to each other. Uh, when we meet face to face, we need to prepare something to write down. Okay, this is what we discussed, this and that, so that we can refer back. But you know, when things are online, we can just search for what we chat earlier. So there are its perks also.
Mm, right. Yeah, so with the uncertainty of the pandemic still present, right? I mean, now the pandemic is really quite bad in Malaysia and it doesn't seem like it's going to end soon. How are you and your partners planning to help your business to either recover or maintain or even grow from here?
Um, okay. Our business, we run on the premise of easing the workload of our home chef partners. So that's our core service. So constantly getting their feedback and opinions on how to improve from them is always our number one priority. So their challenges will change time to time and we have to adapt to that. So we also do our own research by you know, reading and finding out from others and all. So we try to anticipate problems that are going to happen as well. So we try our very best to evolve our platform to accommodate and tackle as many of these issues as possible. But while the pandemic has, you know, thrown a lot of curveballs for many in many industries as well, it also in a way brought on a lot of whole new opportunities for us. Uh, you have seen like during the pandemic, a lot of success stories of people who discovered talents in cooking, baking, you know, preparing food at home. In fact, some of these which I have seen, they don't have much experience in cooking even before this. But because of the MCO and all, you know, they started discovering it and they find out they actually have a passion for it. So I would say it creates new opportunities for a lot of people. And so we want to provide a platform for people to be able to share these creations with others. You know, when I feel that, you know, when people cook at home, this food is prepared with true love and care. as compared to very commercial food. So I think, yeah, it's a good, trends are changing. So it's a good thing. And at the moment, we are still fine-tuning our services. We do have bigger plans for future phases, business strategies for post-pandemic as well. But at the moment, that's all I can reveal. If everyone wants some updates, they can always follow us on Facebook. Yeah.
Right, so look out for exciting future plans from Neybrfood. Yeah, now that we are done talking about the pandemic, right? So can you tell us a little bit about what's your business proudest achievement to date?
Proudest achievement. If I were to name one, it would probably be the ability to run contests and promotional campaigns together with Petron. You can see it on our website. It was a really proud moment that for us to be recognized by such a big brand. It gives us it makes us really feel like we got recognition from to our home chefs and also ourselves by Petron. So I also want to point out that actually working with the home chefs has been a really humbling experience. We go the extra mile to help them take photographs for free. We also help them, for the not so tech savvy ones, we design logos for them, advise them. And they come back to us being very thankful, and I feel that these kind of moments actually make me feel very proud, and it makes me feel that we are on the right track of creating a business by helping others.
Great, that's really nice to hear, and I'm sure the home chefs really appreciate having this platform as well, that you guys have provided them. Right, so you're an entrepreneur, and can you tell us one entrepreneur who you admire and tell us a little bit about why?
My entrepreneur hero would be Elon Musk, although he's not in the same industry. But yeah, I feel like he's a visionary who not only thinks but lives outside the box. He's constantly innovating, pushing boundaries of what normal humans will think will consider impossible feats. So far we can see from his ventures that he's constantly proving to us that there are better and more efficient ways to accomplish things with the right application of technology. So yeah, I aspire to one day be like him. And although I may not accomplish grand dreams like what he is doing, sending humans to Mars, but at least for now I can send good food to people.
I see the parallel.
Baby steps.
Right. Right. So we have a lot of young people in the audience here today, mostly students, I believe. So do you think young people should start their business? Why and why not?
Okay. Yes, I think they should, but I think it's also really important that they get enough experience first. So going out and working for others will give you a very good experience, because I feel you need to have experience working for someone first to know what it feels like. So you can work for a number of years, gain some experience, especially in the field that probably you plan to venture into, that would be extra help. And also it helps to, during that period, you develop a clear goal of what you want to achieve first. Because if you start a business without a clear goal, you're not gonna end up anywhere. You'll be like here and there. So I would say starting your own business is very challenging. You will learn a lot of new things. but it's at the same time, it will also be very fulfilling. There will be a lot of ups and downs, but I think ultimately what you gain from business is something that will mold you to be a wiser person. Just yeah, I would say just make the necessary preparations. Make sure you have like enough savings. Because a startup business, it takes time for it to grow. You cannot expect it to be successful on day one. So make sure you are well prepared. You have a good business plan, and yeah, go ahead and do it by all means.
Great. That's really good advice, I think. Encouraging people to get some experience, get some exposure from elsewhere before starting something of your own, right? So, right. So that's all I have for you today, Aaron. And now we'll be moving on to the Q&A session, which is when we will answer the audience questions. All right. So
Okay.
the first question that someone has submitted is, how has the startup journey been for you?
How has the startup journey been? Okay. Like I said, challenging, but also enjoyable. My personal journey in my career at working is I've been in the IT industry for 15 years already, and it got a bit monotonous for me because you do day in day out, you do the same thing. So I felt that after a while I needed to get out of my comfort zone. I need to learn something new, explore something new, try something different. So which is why during this period I decided to finally give it a go. um, it's really hard at first to doing things which I previously in my life have never done before. Things like cold calling, for a technical guy to suddenly do things like cold calling, to do recruitment, um, getting involved in things like photo shoots, which is a very not technical thing. Finding out, getting involved in the F&B business, which is not related to IT again. Everything is new for me. So, but as with anything in life, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So it's a really nice experience to finally like, oh, every day is a new experience, something new to learn. I kind of like it. So it's really rewarding, and also I feel it makes me a better human being overall. Yeah.
Right. Thanks for sharing with us. So the second question that someone asked is, what is your biggest challenges in managing a marketplace for foodpreneur? How do you fairly or equally recommend the home chefs on board?
Oh, okay, two questions.
Yes.
Biggest challenges in managing a marketplace. I think for specifically for us is the challenge of trying to sell food without the smell, because I've tried a lot of the home chef's food, and some of them are really good. I think they're not getting the recognition they deserve. But at the same time, it's really hard to sell food which people cannot smell. So we can only do it with pictures. So we are trying our very best to make sure the pictures are as nice as possible. We give discounts and all this so that people actually try for the first time and they can recommend to others. So yeah, that is an ongoing challenge which we have to figure out more ways to overcome and get the food out there. So yeah, the second part, what equally recommending was it?
Yeah, like how do you fairly and equally recommend the home chefs on board?
Okay, in terms of okay, I'll break this down. Recommending in terms of our platform, we call it promotion. We promote all our home chef brands equally in terms of social media posts, and we have a rotation system. whereby we take turns, for putting our partners products on the main page, on our social media. We make it as fair as possible so that everyone gets their coverage. But of course, sometimes our partners approach us, they say they want to give extra discounts or, buy one, free one, things like that. We will happily oblige them because end of the day, the customer will benefit the most. So yeah, but we do not have preference in terms of promoting anyone over the other. And if you're in the direct word of recommendation, we do not personally recommend, we don't favor one brand over the other. We leave that to the customers. So if you go to our site, you will see a feedback and review system. So that allows customers to recommend food to one another. After you try the food, you put your review there, say, oh, this is good, or this is not so good. So this is a very neutral system, which also allows us to keep the quality control, allow them to maintain the quality of their food through this feedback and rating system.
Right. So for the next question that someone asked in the chat, I assume this person either is a home chef or knows a home chef. So this person asked, what is the process like for a home food business to get featured in Neybrfood?
Oh, the process. Okay, it's quite easy. Just drop me an email. I can give my email after this. Just drop me a mail. Okay, we'll send you the introduction kit where we will describe half of the things I mentioned today and more. And you can ask me any questions at all. We will gladly answer whatever you need to know. And then beyond that, once they agree, it's just about signing forms. We arrange for a photo shoot, and then we will post your stuff online. It's quite simple.
Right. So if you know any home chefs who wants to sell their stuff on Neybrfood, can contact Aaron via email,
Yes.
and the information will be provided for you. Right. So
yeah, I think someone just mentioned that in the chat. Yes, that's my email. Anyone, in fact, if you have any other questions beyond this, feel free to drop me an email. I'll be happy to answer your questions.
hey, thanks so much. Right, so the final question from our audience is, I think you kind of touched a little bit on this already. How do you assure the quality of the food made by your home chefs? And did you taste their food or interview them before letting them on your platform?
Okay. Taste is something which I feel is very subjective. Okay, that is why we have this review and rating system. Okay, just like take for example durians. It's either a love or hate thing. Some people hate it, some people love it. So just because someone doesn't like it doesn't mean everyone else should not eat it. Okay, but I have tried almost all our partners' food. Okay, and yeah, some are really good. But of course, that's my personal preference. And I have there are some dishes which are not suitable for my taste, but which my partners mentioned, oh, this is really good. So there's no black and white, which is why we have a review and rating system to ensure that this quality is maintained, and these people can give their feedback, and from there our home chefs can go and read them and say, oh, okay, maybe it's a bit too salty or too spicy. I can improve on the taste.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks for answering the questions. So as Aaron has mentioned, if you have any further questions that you didn't get to ask during today's session, you can feel free to email him, and he will get in touch with you. So that is all for the main session. So what I took away from this session, Aaron, is that your business really was born out of you recognizing that there is a need to kind of provide an online platform where home chefs can share their food and their love to consumers. But also it also comes from your partner's experience with Donovan's wife being a home chef herself, and how she faced a lot of operational struggles. So I think it's really cool that we have a platform like this today. And for all of you who are tuning in, instead of, I guess, getting McDonald's, not that it's not nice, but why not support some home cooks who are, cooking up really nice food and really trying to survive during this MCO period. You can support them via Neybrfood, and you can check out their business via Facebook, Instagram, and their website, which is on the slides right now. So if you have enjoyed today's session, do sign up for next week's Tauke Talks that is happening not next week, the week after, because next week is Vesak Day. So this is the next Tauke Talks is on 2nd of June, and we will be interviewing Basics Zero Waste. So if you are interested in looking for in finding out more about what it's like to start a environmental sustainable business, do tune in to the Tauke Talks on 2nd of June. And as promised, we have a special surprise reserved at the end, kindly provided by Neybrfood in collaboration with Tauke Talks. So you get a 5% off if you use the promo code Tauke Talks on their website. All right, so do support the home chefs, recommend it to your friends and your family, and do check them out. All right, so if you are interested to learn about starting a business, you don't know where to start and how to start, RYSE Online is a free beginners online course for Malaysian youth to learn at their own pace about the basics of building a small business from scratch. So this course actually closes on the 30th of July. So if you sign up now, you can really just do it at your own pace. And if you're a Malaysian, aged 18 to 28, and you would also get a chance to win seed funding up to 10,000 ringgit if you submit your business plan at the end. Terms and conditions apply. So if you're interested, do sign up at bit.ly/RYSEonline 2021. All right, so lastly, if you would like to learn more about our upcoming Tauke Talks and what we do at RYSE and some other programs that are currently going on, do check us out via our social media. And we will look forward to seeing you guys in the next Tauke Talks. All right, thank you so much, Aaron, for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.